The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to make card holders for your games. This is an example of a set of card holders that I created for my Lord of the Rings Risk game. And for some reason people think that these are really neat. They're not tuck boxes. They're open at both ends. But if they're made properly, they'll hold the cards firmly and keep the cards nice and flat while they're in storage, and it just seems to add something to games. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Alright, first of all, what we'll need will be poster board. I'm using a black poster board, fairly stiff, to make the deck holders. And you'll need glue. Basic white glue is fine, any kind will work. You'll need a utility knife or an X-Acto knife, something that is nice and sharp, that you can cut poster board against a steel ruler like this one. It's necessary to have a pencil or two, just in case you break a point, because you want a nice clean line. And although it's not absolutely necessary, it's nice to have a clamp. It helps speed up the process of setting the glue when you glue the deck holder together. Okay, today we're going to make a deck holder for my Cartagena cards. Now, Cartagena is a board game. The cards came to me like this in a plastic Ziploc, and while that might be fine for some, it's not good enough for me, so I'm going to go ahead and make a card holder for this set of cards. Now, the first step in the process is to cut a strip of poster board the same width as a card. So I'll take a card and I'll make a series of lines with my pencil, like so, along the edge of the card. In 3 places perhaps, so I get a line I can line up my ruler with, like so. Okay, the pencil line is very hard to see, but it is graphite, so it does give off a sheen that I can find with my ruler. Line up those lines. Take my utility knife and, holding the knife firmly, cut along the steel edge. Okay, now that we have our strip of poster board, we'll take one card again, and now since these cards are fairly small, it is a fairly thick deck, but it's fairly small. I won't put the card in the middle. I might if I had a larger deck and less cardboard to work with, or less poster board to work with. I'm going to make 2 lines on either side of the card, like so, and I'm going to take my steel edge, put it along the lines I just drew, and make a fold, holding the edge down and using the pinky of my finger pressing against that ruler. Now, the next step is really important, and that is to make absolutely sure you're squared away here. You line up the sides like so, and then you make your crease. Repeat for the other line. Here. Make a crease and line up your edges. like so. Now at this stage I take the entire deck of cards, I want to have them all, and set them like so. Inside those folds, and then I'm going to take a pencil and make a mark at the top of the cards inside, so I know where to put my next folds. I see a fold, I carefully line up my straight edge, I make another fold against my steel edge, I make a more definite crease when the sides are lined up. I'll do it again on the other side. Like so. So now at this point we've got 4 folds. And once again we'll take a single card and we'll line up the card with the outside folds. Sure it's fairly square, and make a pencil mark on this side, and I'll repeat on the other side of the outside folds. Now what you want to do at this point is cut the card on those lines inside, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. So don't cut it on the line, but inside the lines on both sides. And now you've got the deck holder ready for the final assembly, which will involve gluing it. But at this point you take the entire deck of cards and you set it inside the fold, and as you can see, looks fairly snug in there. I'm going to take my glue and apply some glue here. Apply it sparingly. This one's fairly empty, so I'm waiting to get some glue out of it. Let's go, guy. There you go. Don't need a whole lot. Now you might take a piece of poster board, some scrap here, and make yourself a little spatula. In other words, I'm going to use this to spread the glue, like so. And now pressing firmly, I can use my clamp at this point. The clamp gives us some extra force, helps the glue set up a little faster. It will set up very fast. You have to make sure you position it right the first time, because there's no removing, there's no changing the position of the poster board where it's glued together. It'll just, well, it'll come apart. And there you have it, a sleeve or a deck holder for my card.